going on, good people? And how you doing? What's going on with you? But boy, it's been like night and day around here weather-wise. I'm like, I woke up this morning, it was raining. I mean, it wasn't just no trickle. It was coming down.
I ain't hear anything.
You know, it had to be like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. It had to be like 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. I woke up, I was like, what is knocking on the... It ain't knocking on the door. It's knocking on the roof. That's how hard it was coming down this morning. I was like, man, what in the world is going on?
I woke up for a split second and I could hear my wind chimes clanging. So I said, I could hear them in the room. Mm-hmm. The wind is blowing. And I went straight back to sleep.
And then when I woke up this morning, living in Lakeview, the wind is different than in any other place. Because that wind coming in off of that lake, it makes... It's just not blowing. It's just not making the leaves blow. It's got a howl to it.
Oh, it's like that in the East?
It is?
Yeah, because
That wind was howling this morning.
I'm close to the I-10, and I'm just a few blocks from the lake, about half a mile from the lake. Yeah. So we get that wind. Trust me on that.
Right, that wind was howling this morning. I was like, what in the world is going on? I didn't know it was going to be like that. I had no idea it was going to be like that, but it was howling.
Huh? You scared?
No. I love it.
You thought Melissa came over here?
No. I was sitting there going, ooh, turn back over. Ooh, turn back over.
Talking about, ooh, man, did you see the pictures, the videos of Jamaica?
Yeah.
Bruh, I feel for those people.
I watched a lot of that early this morning when they were doing the, after it had left some of the area. I was going over some of the videos that they were showing on CNN, and it's two things to me. I'm sad that that's happening to them, and then it brings back a lot of memories 20 years ago.
Yep.
You know, so I know how they feel when they walk up and see that their whole house been blown down. They have all their stuff scattered about. Your whole neighborhood is torn up. We know how that feeling is. So I know there are going to be a lot of, and I think there already are, a lot of folks that are doing things for the folks of Jamaica. You know, we praying for them, number one, and then I know they said today that they were going to be walking around or going from house to house to figure out, you know, do they have any casualties? Which we hope they don't, but we know that they do. We know that they do. So it is what it is right now, but we'll know more as we go.
The thing that was amazing to me was that Kingston did not lose power at all throughout the whole storm.
Yeah. They said they didn't lose power. Now,
I want to know what their secret is.
Hold on, you know I got jokes.
Oh, here we go.
Huh? Me? What?
Yeah,
what you talking about? I was gonna be like, y'all need to fly. Oh, can't fly nowhere. They took back travel. I know, I'm terrible. That's terrible.
Yes, indeed.
I was gonna say, y'all need to go. Never mind. Make a telephone call. Oh, all the lines down. Well, you know what happened right after we got hit by Katrina.
Yep.
Everybody started texting. You don't know nobody text them down there and say, we need to talk to some of your officials on how the power stayed on. During the worst hurricane that we have heard of, they said it was a little bit more deadlier with the pressure than Katrina. And you trying to tell me that the power stayed on?
I was amazed.
Can you imagine? I mean, that's just coming down. What's coming down? And your lights stay on. And you looking out the window.
We get a breeze like today, and the power goes out.
Don't say that, because it might.
Oops.
You know everything happens during this show. The wind gonna blow, and the internet gonna go off.
Oopsie. Now, see, I just said power. You said internet.
I'm telling you, everything happens during this show. So I'm saying the wind gonna blow, the internet gonna go out. The wind gonna blow. The lights gonna start flickering. The wind gonna blow. The board gonna start doing its
Oh
thing,
no,
going
we
back
don't
and
need the
forth.
board to do that.
So
We don't need that to happen.
not today.
No, not today.
Not today at all. Um. So I got more jokes. It's gonna be jokey day.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna be jokey day, but it ain't a jokey joke.
Humpy joke day?
Hmm?
Humpy joke day.
So
Hump day and joke day together.
you know
Humpy
they had
joke.
that accident in Heidelberg, Mississippi.
Wait, who had accident?
Had an accident on a highway in Heidelberg, Mississippi.
Right.
It was 18-wheeler
Well, the monkeys?
with the monkeys.
It's outbreak all over again.
Bruh. They transporting monkeys that got COVID, herpes. What they doing with herpes?
Now, the officials from Tulane said that the monkeys are not infectious.
They saying that the monkeys is infectious, that they got herpes, and that they got COVID, and something else.
Well, they're giving two different reports. One station said one thing. I guess another station said another thing.
Monkeys.
Just don't monkey around.
Well, so this is a bad joke. It's a real bad joke. You ready?
Go ahead.
So they talking about the monkeys. They were like, "Oh Lord, get all of them." So they wrapped every last one of them up except one. It was 3. Now it's down to 1. Guess what they done named that monkey?
What?
Derek Groves.
Say again.
They done named the monkey Derek Groves. All of them escaped. And they either got euthanized and they can't find one. You know what that monkey saw? That monkey saw his buddies getting killed out there on the highway. He's like, I ain't staying around for that. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm out.
I ain't monkeying around.
I'm out. Now they can't find one monkey.
I'm going to get my monkey ass out of here.
I'm about to monkey on up out of here right now. So I'm thinking to myself, we make fun of some of the worst stuff, but you got to laugh to keep from crying. Got to laugh to keep from crying. But I think some of those monkeys were hurt in the first place. And the reason why I say that is because they hung around and were staying in the grassy area. They weren't trying to move and go nowhere. A lot of them must have been hurt, stunned, something. You know what? Now I did pull it up. There's a television station. I guess this is out of Mississippi that are saying that the monkeys are not diseased.
Yeah.
Jasper County, Mississippi, Tulane University continued to distance itself from several escaped monkeys on Wednesday. You ought to do that on Tuesday and Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. Distance yourself from the monkeys. Mm-hmm. A truck carrying 21 monkeys crashed on I-59 in Mississippi on Tuesday. 3 of those monkeys were unaccounted for when animal experts from Tulane University arrived on the scene. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office originally reported that the monkeys had hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID. That anyone who came in contact with the monkeys should be wearing protective equipment. Tulane University quickly disputed that claim, saying that the monkeys were not infectious. The university clarified even further on Wednesday, saying that the primates in question were not carrying any diseases and had received recent checkups confirming that they were pathogen-free. So why didn't they round them up? If y'all know that, y'all got there and didn't round them up. They euthanized them. The popo came out there with the heavy equipment and started taking out the monkeys in the middle of the highway. Now, can you imagine if you going down the highway and you're like, look at the little monkey, pow! Oh Lord, the monkey that got shot right in the middle of the highway. It's sad that they had to do that to Caesar.
What's the name of those three monkeys? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. What were their names?
I can't hear you.
Mishak, Rishak, something.
And a Abednego.
Huh?
Ta-dum.
Womp womp.
I know you got to take your break. Take a break here. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation in just a minute. Talk more about this. And then we're going to talk about who got the ballsies. Who got the ballsies?
Ballses?
Mm-hmm.
Spell it.
IT.
See?
What coming
That's
up?
That's why I don't mess with you.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets. We've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBLK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow WBLK 1230 now.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
The National World War II Museum, located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans. The National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree, start a new one, on your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
Fresh produce, local flavor, and a healthy you. New Orleans East Hospital is hosting a farmers market the last Wednesday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us in the parking lot across from the main entrance. Support local farmers and your wellness. We'll see you there.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Before I go to the phone lines, I do want to tell you about, y'all do know that somebody got the ballsies. Everybody's like, what is the ballsies? They got some balls.
Spell ballsies.
Ballsies. B-O-B-A-L-L-S. The ballsies. Mm-hmm. Just how you pronounce it. The balls. They got some balls. Because they all stood up. I'm talking about the entire city council. And made an announcement. And said, test 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? We going to let y'all know that we not going to borrow that money from the state. The State Bond Commission. We got another plan, but we ain't going to borrow that money from the State Bond Commission. Because we not playing games with the state. I was like, oh, everybody stuck the chest out. Everybody stuck the chest out.
You see how the
It wasn't
state...
cute. It wasn't cute for Red Bottoms because, I mean, it just made him look like he got some tits.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see how the state did this with Road Home. So imagine what they would do to the city.
Oh, they made a concession. The concession was, yeah, y'all can borrow this money, but We need to put a financial advisor in place that's going to be the regulator of the money for the city of New Orleans indefinitely. Liz Morrell. That person was going to be there. This wasn't something that they were going to get straight and then that's what you're going to go by. No, this person was the city advisor for the city of New Orleans. It was the financial advisor indefinitely. They ain't put no time limit on it. They just said indefinitely. I was like, dude. They were playing games. Now we got to bite. We got to bite the bullet. We're gonna see. Say it.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Good man. What's happening?
I got some guests, man. They are renting the room out at my house, right? And they want to tell you and Wick hello. I think it's two of the monkeys, and they told me they're on their way to City Hall to show them how to govern. I did look, man. All seriousness, Oliver Councilman Thomas. I guess he helped them get some
Some ballsies.
oblong balls.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I ain't gonna lie, if I was him, I'd have left him hanging. I would have left him hanging. I guess they found out, but you know, Gerard, once I must say, I know it's because of this station that once you get that state person here, then the mayor and the city council loses power.
Mm-hmm.
That actually solidifies the takeover.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that Oliver Thomas, being who he has been and who he is, pretty much just let him know, yo,
What's
this
wrong
ain't
with
what
y'all?
you want.
Are y'all crazy? This is exactly what they want. That's exactly what he said. I'm gonna play his comments today. You got him? Yeah, we gonna play his
Yeah. So
comments.
anyway,
today.
man, well, I'm gonna hang up so I can listen to him. But people, wake up, wake up. This is just the beginning, and I do believe MAGA is again here in New Orleans.
There you go.
Take care,
All right,
man.
Sid. Thank you, brother. James.
All right, now y'all quit all that monkeying around, bro.
Dun-dun. You too? No.
Yeah, y'all stop all that monkeying around. Talk about the facts. Like Sid just did. That's what I thought you was gonna open up about, because I was sure proud to see them all standing there and not give up the butt. Like I said yesterday, bro. we don't need no help to fix it. We broke it. We can fix it. We can figure it out.
I was surprised. I didn't think nobody had the gonads to stand up there and say that. Well, we decided that we're not gonna do it. I was like, what?
Why were you surprised? All the fighting that they did, and the fighting that they did during the current administration, man. You don't think they're gonna fight a little bit outside that? They're gonna get in the square. There's some fighters. I'm gonna give them that. Sometimes you can fight for some dumb reasons and look around, and after a minute of getting your behind kicked, you like, but damn, what was I fighting for anyway?
So I think a little bit of this is I don't necessarily need everybody in the business looking to see where all the money at. And
well, I told you yesterday, brother. You're not talking that about the state, because Billy Knight just knows where the money is going. They got federal dollars or anything dealing with some type of government oversight that come down and hit the lieutenant governor desk first or second, I believe. They're gonna know. They're gonna know whatever disbursement that's coming this way. Mitch stopped it. He jumped out that chair as soon as he found out how much money was coming from FEMA. Hold up and ran. Let me run for mayor. Ran for mayor and won, and got in office. You remember, and said, "Man, pause on all the funding. I don't want nothing moving until I see what's coming, where everything placed to go." And
which was at that time what $2 billion came in.
And we ain't seen a lick of it. It all went uptown, Lakeview, and Jefferson. So I don't know, man. I'm a young man. I'm not young, but I'm younger, and I'm just getting into this, and I pay attention, and sometimes it's to my own detriment. So, but I just wanted to let y'all know, enough of that monkeying around, bro.
All right, James. Thank you, bro. is the Reverend Calhoun.
Good afternoon, Dr.
What you say? How you doing?
Gerard. I'm just trying to figure out, Doc, because Oliver did a great little commentary on how can the state afford to sit down and say about being
And they last
incompetent
and
or
everything. Yep.
uh, but my problem is, don't the state owe us money?
In every facet that you can think of, from the sewage and water board to FEMA money to
When
some,
we gonna get paid, Gerard?
look like now a little bit quicker than we were. Because I don't think right
Well,
now that they got
I,
a foot
I,
to
I,
stand on.
I'm truly looking at what's happening now, what's going on with us now, and I'm glad to see the unity of the council supporting the mayor. I'm glad to see all of that. I think that we're gonna have to, because this man ain't gonna stop. He wants to control this city's revenue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a stretch of anybody's imagination.
So you think they did right then? Even if we got to
Oh yeah,
take
they
a
definitely did right to tell him no.
yeah, even if we got to take a hit as a community and folks start losing their jobs, get furloughed, we still need to go ahead on and say
Well, the
no.
thing is, he drew the line in the sand when he said that he didn't want to see any funding or any help from the state come to the city of New Orleans. As I remember it, there's been twice I know of that he has tried to take over the revenue of this city
Mm-hmm.
to control it. So to me, and this is Reverend Calhoun speaking at this point, I don't think he has any intentions of wanting to help the city. All he's coming to do was to control it. That's my personal opinion.
Right. Yeah. I didn't hear a
Now, I might be
plan.
wrong.
Did you hear a plan? Nobody said anything
No,
about a plan.
no.
So
They're probably in the back room working on it.
no, I'm in the governor's
I'm,
financial.
that's what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah. Okay.
They're probably sitting in the back room somewhere working on it.
Mm.
The plan now is how we get the money out of New Orleans into our hands, where we can control it.
Well,
Again, you got to remember they had the plan with the legislature. That didn't work. They had the plan with the amendments. That didn't work. So I believe they're in the back room now trying to say, well, because we didn't expect that they was going to actually stand together. So
well,
they're in the back room trying to come up with another plan.
well. When you got a hurt dog, that hurt dog will stand in a corner and lick its wounds. But you keep
Uh
messing
huh.
with it, and it will bite you. Somebody got bit today, so
The only
I
thing
don't
I'm
know what their
saying, Jay,
plan is. I don't know what the city plan is. I know that they had that press conference today, and all of them were standing in unity. But did you hear Oliver's comments yesterday?
yes.
I thought
I
that
don't
was
want to know how we last and everything and
right.
think that we doing well.
I thought that was one of the most appropriate conversations to have at that time, where everybody was listening. And he was the only one that came up and said, hold up, before y'all do this, before y'all start making these promises, y'all need to try to figure out something. How the state gonna try to tell us what to do? And they always last in everything.
Right.
I was like, uh-oh,
Right.
here it go.
So, yeah. And like we already know, Governor Landry is not going to do anything in between Canal Street and Jackson Barracks.
Well,
He'll go
one of the
over.
misfires in that whole thing to me was that they wanted to put in this administrator,
Yeah.
and the it didn't say to get your finances straight for this year. It said indefinitely.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute, indefinitely? That means forever. No, don't do it. So
The lack of respect this man has for this city is phenomenal.
yeah,
For him to walk in and just say, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to take it over," and like I said, he done tried to backdoor you twice. So now he's coming to the front to say, "Well, yeah, we're going to just take it from him." My opinion.
yep, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I
He's
agree.
coming in and telling you that this is what he's going to do. This is how he's going to do it. Now, like you say, you got to be astute enough to hear what he's saying, right? Because he's saying now, we're going to take this money. We're going to control this area. He done sent his troops in. He done did everything he can. All right? Even though there was, everybody needs help, but they need the resources that come along with the help and not just putting in people to control people. So I'm watching what's happening. And yes, I do applaud the council and the mayor's office for standing up and telling the state of Louisiana. Y'all know this did happen once before, right? When Leander Perez, a starch segregationist, did not want the federal government to tell him what he was going to do, and he told the federal government that he wasn't going to do it, but he had enough money coming in from offshore to do what he wanted to do, to run his little parish. Jeff Landry is coming in to take over the revenue of this city, where you don't have any voice anymore in where your money can go, and he's going to take it from you and then dish it out to you.
Right.
Think about what I'm telling you.
Well,
take it from you and treat you like a child and give you what he wants you to have.
And
How
the
you
rest of
gonna
the
kill a
state be
cash
rich
cow
rich
and
and
then
rich.
figure it's
And
okay?
the rest of the state be rich, and we'd be sitting up here wondering where our money at.
Right. And that's real. People I don't think folks are truly understanding what's really going on. We've been dumbed down in education. Manual labor jobs are going away. If we don't start talking about how to make sure our children are going to be educated in to make a living, right? Be it in academics, technological things, whatever. But it's up to us now to make sure that we do something to make our children can go forward in life. That's real.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see, but let me move on. I got all these folks holding on, so let me get you some more of these
All
calls.
right, then.
Appreciate
I
you.
appreciate you.
All right, talk to you in a minute.
We'll talk about some other issues on tomorrow.
Okay, good to know. All right. Don.
Hey, Gerard.
Hey.
Good afternoon. I agree 100% with what Reverend Calhoun talked about. We are at a point now where this governor is trying to do what he can to make sure that, the city just cow down to him, so he can, like you said last week, plan the takeover. One of the things I wanted to find out, and I do appreciate Oliver Thomas, telling the state, that we need to worry about things that are going on in this state, and the governor needs to worry about those things instead of looking at trying to take over our city and all. But one of the things that I wanted to ask you, you had Frank Janusa on last week, and he proposed, what the city could do to alleviate a lot of the problems, with not having to pay, or lay off people and all. And he talked about, putting out the tax bill early on so that people could start paying. At least, as he said, you would have a percentage of the people that would pay the bill before the year's out, and you would have that revenue. But has he even, told this to the city council? Have they even accepted what he's talking about?
He didn't get a chance to present it.
Yeah, they hadn't made any mention of it. I mean, I know he said he was gonna, email, the city council about it, but they haven't made any mention of that's one of the ways that they can alleviate some of the problems. So again, I keep saying, man, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out, an easier way to get revenue in. But it doesn't seem as though any of them had made mention of it. Some, if he did what he said and sent the emails, then they should know what the proposal was. But I haven't heard anybody say anything about it. So I'm wondering if they don't think it's anything that they can do about it.
I don't know. I've heard some people say that he couldn't do it that way. I did hear that. So I don't know, but even if you can't do it that way, at least try to acknowledge it because he said that he sat
Gerard,
there and they
there's
did
no
not.
way
Hmm?
that you can't send the bill out knowing that the bill is due at the end of January. I mean, that would give people time to get their monies together. Why would that be something that's
I'm not
illegal?
certain, Don. I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm just saying I
Yeah,
heard some folks say that you can't do it that way. I don't know. I'm not the professional to answer that question. I'm not gonna argue with
yeah.
it either. I'm just saying I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't, I haven't heard anybody ever say to me that, you got a bill that's coming out, I'm going to send it to you 3 months in advance, but it's not due until the fourth month, and I have a problem with it. I just can't believe that could be the case. But like you said, maybe there's a law that prevents them from doing it. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe so.
But look,
I just don't know.
also, I wanted to ask you about, what I heard yesterday about our governor talking about wanting to put a statue of the guy Kirk
Charlie Kirk.
at the
Hmm.
LSU camp. Well,
Yeah.
and this guy, I mean, the way this guy denigrates black people and non-whites and all with all the speeches that I've heard that he says, and to think that people would want to have a statue of this guy on the campus. Man, if I was anybody that's non-white going to LSU, athletes included, man, I would be in an uproar, with this man talking about doing something like that. And I just haven't heard a lot of pushback in reference to it. But I know they said a lot of people was questioning the fact that he could even say something like that. And I've heard folks say that there's no way in the world that the LSU people would go along with it. But man, with him being over everything, it seems that the city of Baton Rouge, I wouldn't put it past people talking about trying to pass some resolution to do that. But to me, it's just I have to shake my head, man, when I think about the things that this governor is talking about, and it just continues to make me think that this guy is going to be more and more like Trump, trying to do whatever he can, as long as he doesn't get pushback from the people.
Well, to
So
me, there's several different things that we need to be considering. Um, I guess the first thing that he's in, and I don't think he realizes it is, but he's in his lowest poll ratings that he's ever had since he's been in office.
yeah, I heard that he 30-some% and all that.
39%. The other part of
Yeah.
that is I think that you're seeing now, because I'm seeing a lot of the Democratic caucus, Black caucus, a lot of the leadership that's going up to Baton Rouge, they're starting to get vocal, which is good. They need to be vocal. They should have been vocal.
Right. Ben Vogel, exactly.
But is that going to be anything that's going to stop a lot of this other stuff? Because remember, we haven't even really had the conversation about it yet, but they trying to cut down and do all this gerrymandering to this redistricting.
Right. I was gonna say that's gonna really be something to behold. The next few weeks when whenever the judicial system, the Supreme Court decide, what's gonna happen. Because, like they said, it's not only gonna affect Louisiana, but man, it's gonna affect the whole country based on what the decision is.
Yep. And I think
So
we're
it's gonna
the
be-
poster child. We're the poster child. So
yeah, absolutely.
whatever it's going to be, I mean, to me, now again, this is me. I'm not putting this out here, but unless there's an uprising that comes with all of this disdain that we have for some of these moves that's happened, that's just all it's going to be. Talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There has to be some movement on it, and if don't nobody made no movement on it, that's all it's going to be. Talk.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Well,
Yep.
Thanks, Gerard. You take care. And
All right, Don. Thank you, my friend.
All right, man.
More coming up, y'all. We got to take our break. We'll take some more telephone calls. We'll come back.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard Parish? You may be exposed to harmful chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and flame retardants found in everyday products but linked to serious health risks. That's why the Community Scientist, a program of Rise St. James, brings you clear, science-based facts that protect your health and our environment. Stay informed, stay empowered. Visit risestjames.org today.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
The NAACP New Orleans branch invites you to our 2025 Freedom Fund Banquet and Awards Ceremony, a night to uplift and celebrate. Join us Saturday, November 1st from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Xavier University's Center Grand Ballroom. Through your support, dollars fund scholarships, youth programs, and vital community projects. It's keeping the struggle to preserve civil rights current and vigorous. For tickets and information, call 504-460-7765.
From the East Bank to the West Bank, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Halloween came early this year for New Orleans. Governor Landry is playing mad scientist, asking Republican members of the State Bond Commission to reject the city council's plan to address the monstrous deficit created by the Cantrell administration. Landry wants to use this crisis to take over city finances, which would be a real-life Frankenstein movie. The council's plan is sound. It won't cost taxpayers or the state any additional money. It merely uses existing revenues to repay a loan that would help maintain vital services. That's something the state does all the time. Landry's creating this House of Horrors scenario because he's desperate to create a bogeyman to draw attention away from his new low of 39% voter approval. Hopefully, the Bond Commission won't fall for Landry's Halloween trick.
This has been an expression of opinion
Here we go.
by Clancy.
Yes, indeed. I think, and I want to thank Channel 4 for allowing us to use their commentary with Clancy. Some of it I agree with, some of it I disagree with in the comments that I just heard. I do agree. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. I do agree with the city council making a unified decision. I hope it was unified, not to go get that $125 million from the bond agency. Do you? Now, I know y'all saying, well, man, we about to lose our check and lose our... Don't worry. You ain't by yourself. I do point the fingers at everybody. I don't point it wholeheartedly at the city council. I don't point it all at once at the administration. I don't. I do, however, say it starts with your CAO. And it seems to me that he's walking away from this issue unscathed. I do think that he was the ringleader, the Dawn, the Guido. I do think that this was malfeasance in office. I don't care if you're appointed, elected, or what. I don't care. We can sit up there and come up with every nuisance in the world that you can tell me about. Oh, you can't call it malfeasance in office because he wasn't elected. I don't care. He sat there with a title and he did some bad crap. And he knew. He had to be the only one he knew. Now here I go. Why in the world would you and all of your constituents be pushing the brass system? Hello? Is this thing on? What in the world are you pushing on your department heads to get on the brass system? Get on the brass system. Just get on the bus, Gus. And ain't nobody paying attention to it. You're trying to tell me that y'all were beating down department heads about where you're paying attention to brass. The question should be, were you? There was no checks and balances. There was no pluses and minuses. Y'all ain't had nothing going in the red. Nothing? Now, I got an idea. I'm gonna try to get him on the phone. I'm trying to get Oliver on the phone, but I don't want to do it yet.
So,
I'm gonna tell you.
So that means you want me to call him.
I've been texting him the whole time. He texted me. He laughing at me. He laughing at some of the stuff that when we did the monkey joke. And
well, if he's listening, expect a call from me.
He listening.
Or he could just call in.
But I got an idea.
What? Tell me something good.
You ready?
Ready.
Since we are looking and saying that we have somebody that the administration up in Baton Rouge wants us to put in a financial manager. That person needs to be able to overlook the budget, make sure we ain't spending da-da-da and getting us balanced. If I'm not mistaken, since we're going to add somebody, if we're going to add that position, and Oliver ain't doing nothing no more after he get out of office, why don't we talk about him sitting in that position? I mean, it would probably be he would probably be the director of, but it would also be somebody in there that's probably get a couple of CPAs. He also said he likes Janusa. These might be the people that you can find to overlook that and say, hey, look, we got a problem. Or y'all doing well with your budget. You ain't doing well with your budget. Plus following the rules of law.
Well, we already tried to talk Mr. Carey into it, and
Carey's like,
there was
they ain't
no
got
success.
no money to pay him. Carey already talked about it. Carey's like, oh, hell no.
What was his comment?
They ain't got no money to pay me. He said what?
They're broke now.
They broke now. They ain't got enough money to pay me. They broke now. That's what he said. But somebody need to do it. Correct? So you get 2 for 1. Because Carey already said, you said that yesterday when he was walking in the door. And he never
walked in
stopped
laughing.
walking. Yeah, and he didn't never stop walking. He said, nope. Nope.
They can't afford me.
Nope. So now that we've heard, you got Oliver's comments? You got those?
I don't think you sent that one.
Yeah, I sent that to you earlier. Check that out. You know what? I got it on my Facebook because I be going through that through social media and snagging everything.
I just have all those after the governor. I just have all those videos that sent to you.
We're just going to smile and keep on going. Because I did that yesterday. I said, okay, I'm going to grab this comment and keep it, because if nothing else, I did think that Oliver was the one to make them go, you know what? You're right. The state is last in everything. Why are we kowtowing to them to get this money? And then is he going to listen to you all? Nope. And then he already showed influence in what the State Bond Commission could do, because he made it a point to put it out there in social media and regular media, I'm talking about your governor, that he didn't want the Bond Commission to give you that money until you all got a financial advisor in place and it be controlled by Liz Morrell. And Liz Morrell made it a point to come out and say, yep, we need us a financial person that's going to be in there to be able to manage y'all's budget. And that person is not going to manage this budget this time. This person is going to stay in there and manage this budget indefinitely. I was like, indefinitely?
Indefinite, definitely?
And that, well, you know, that's a term to me to just tell me that, you know, that's a permanent person.
Yep.
That's a permanent person, and you will have no say so. So we didn't hear what's the extent of that person, how much power that person will have. What will we have to do? Will the mayor, the city council, and all the department heads, will they have to adhere to whatever this financial person says? Interesting. And if they do, in my humble opinion, that person then becomes your city manager. The reason why? Because they controlled all of the finances of the city. And they'll have more power than your mayor and your city council, because they have the purse strings. They'll be telling you what you can go and how much your bids are going to cost, how much you can spend on events, how much Mardi Gras going to cost you, how much this is going to cost, and they're going to be setting the city budget. Because that financial advisor, whoever that is, has the purse strings. You all have no purse strings. So what do we end up doing? We end up violating our own city charter, because we've got different divisions of government. And we're inventing a new position that will control all them different divisions, from the legislative to the executive. They will be controlling the budgets, the purse strings, what can be spent, and if they controlling the money, they controlling the city. Think about that. I'll say it again for those that are up against the wall. If they controlling the money, they controlling the city. All right, y'all, news is next. We'll take some more of your telephone calls.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A tense moment unfolded at HBCU Hampton University's homecoming after Blexit member Craig Long claimed the school shut down his discussion with students. Hampton denies it, saying the group was not approved and violated vendor rules. Officials say it was about safety, not suppression, and no video of the incident has surfaced. Baltimore is releasing $4.6 million in local relief as the federal shutdown threatens food aid and paychecks. Black Mayor Brandon Scott says the funds will cover food, rent, and child care for families and federal workers. Maryland is also suing the USDA, warning over 680,000 residents could lose SNAP benefits next month. And Chattanooga, Tennessee Fire Lieutenant Jordan Middlebrooks was honored by the local NAACP with the Ralph Cothran Civil Service Firefighter of the Year Award. He created the city's physical training pre-hire prep program and also serves the community as a funeral home attendant. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Let me end with this. And for everyone who's here and talking about the state, this administration and the state don't want to work with the city. They want the city, but that's not new. They tried it when Dutch was elected. No one read the papers in the UNO library about what the state tried to do when Dutch Morial became mayor. No one read when the business community partnered with the state to say that when we started having African Americans get elected judges, that judges shouldn't be elected. It should be merit selection. No one read the old reports that talked about the pumping station, how they would rather give another parish coverage over a pumping station that we build where they pay us. No one read the report about the Sewage and Water Board. This stuff isn't new. And so for people who are listening, this is why the state needs to take care of its own business. The state of Louisiana is so wonderful. They're 50th in crime and corrections, 50th in economy, 44th in health care, 46th in education, 46th in fiscal stability, 48th in infrastructure, 49th in environment, and 46th in opportunity. So how is a state that's last in most critical categories, why don't the press report that instead of playing with the governor and the lieutenant governor about them coming taking over a city that ranks higher in critical categories than the state does? Maybe if the state folks focused on fixing the state, they wouldn't be last or damn near last in so many critical areas. How are you going to take over a city when you can't fix y'all stuff? And we let them get away with that. We need to be telling them to mind their damn business. Go fix the state. Then maybe we'll believe you could help us fix to something else. How a state that's a last gonna fix a city that's first in tradition, culture, per capita tourism, money generated? Man, this some bull.
Yeah. Hold on, let me throw my fingers up for OT. That's my gangster fingers.
Mic drop.
High in the world. Let me throw them up again. He said what he said.
It's a bull.
And I'm hoping that the remaining part of the council got it. They got it. Galloway.
What's going on, Brother G?
You the man.
Hey, a little birdie told me y'all got a plan to get that 162 without charging anybody anything.
Well, I don't know
Is
how
that
it's
what they
going to
say,
be
huh?
now. I don't know how it's going to be now, but.
Well, what y'all do? Y'all changed our mind about buying Epstein Island? What about well, you know, Helena go with that lady from the Saints. What, she ain't getting that money from her? What's going on, man?
You're going too far. You're going too far.
I'm just saying, that's allegedly, that's what I heard Lil Birdie told me. But real talk, though.
You're going to be
I think that.
Keep messing with that little birdie, it's going to end up at Popeyes. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that birdie about as bad as that little monkey y'all got down there. I was rooting and praying for that monkey. I said that monkey ought to go down to City Hall and fix everything up in there.
Yes,
because if you can survive that accident, and you still walking around like all other little monkeys say, man, you on your own. That monkey say, I got business to take care of.
Yep.
He probably over in the fresh quarter right about now. I wouldn't doubt it. Look, tell him to get him a couple of hand grenades and meet me at Orleans and Dumaine. We'll go up in there together.
See, that's what's wrong with you. That's what's wrong with you right now. That's what's wrong with you right now. Mm-hmm.
What's that?
You're hanging around with the monkeys. Mm-hmm.
That monkey got most survival instincts, and he ain't gonna lie to you. You cannot fool me. For the last 3 weeks, we talk about where we gonna get this money. This person ain't gonna get paid. Now all of a sudden, we got a plan that ain't gonna involve nobody's taxes, nobody's money. We gonna get the money that folks owe us. What stopped you from getting that money 6 months ago? Them people still owe you that money 6 months ago, didn't it?
I don't think that they had anybody. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I'm gonna have to ask OT when we talk to him, but I'm thinking that there was nobody really looking at it, and there was no collection agency or nobody in there trying to collect the money or looking for accounts payable. So something's wrong. I just don't think that folks been looking at it.
Well, look, if they need some muscle, I got some cousins in the East in Bunker Hill. I'm just joking. Hey, I know they listening. Y'all don't do nothing. I'm just joking. No, them folks ain't wrapped too tight
don't send
around
your
that
cousins,
area.
man. Don't send your cousins.
I'm about to say, because, look, if y'all can get that 162, I'm going to go back to 1994. I was a sophomore in college, and I was selling pizzas, 2 for $5. I didn't get paid. I'm going to find that person that owed me, and I want my $5. If y'all can get that 162 or 160, whatever it is, without charging anybody anything.
Just send your cousin.
No. It wouldn't be nothing left for that person. No, them folks don't play, man. No.
Split that $5 with them. There you go.
Because them boys in Bunker don't play. No. I told the National Guard, don't go to Bunker Hill. You go anywhere else in the city, don't go to Bunker. Because you ain't coming up out of there. You going to really think you was in Fallujah.
Yes, indeed.
Afghanistan over that way, man. But them good people, though, man. But I hope they, listen, though, real talk, Gerard, if, OT said it best. You got to look at the state leadership. If you 50 out of 50 in economic performance, I don't think you need to take over anybody's anything.
Nope.
You might want to go find out what you are doing that keeps Louisiana in every major economic category. You in the bottom 5.
Yep.
Healthcare is the only one that you are not in the bottom 5, and you 44 in that one. So, but hey, Jeff Landry ain't playing though.
Yeah.
You know why he ain't playing? Because he knows 6 months from now, folks will forget about this. Because Mardi Gras will be everything, and then it'll be a new mayor, and then he'll been made some backdoor deal.
Yep.
And then again, when it's time to vote, guess what? 30-40% of the people may show up. Maybe you might get off your behind and vote. So hopefully he keeps the pressure and makes folks realize that if Trump can take over, Landry can take over. Vote this clown out.
Yeah.
Because, Section 2 is over with, brother, of the voting rights.
Mm-hmm.
So, Troy, good luck, bro. you might make some more videos doing gumbo because you ain't going to be in office. Because I'm telling you, 19 black Democrats will be out of office if once Section 2 passes and they do redistricting in the South.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be some
real
issues. There's going to be some real issues with
real issues,
redistricting.
Bro.
And I don't know if we're really paying attention to it. Now, I noticed that our delegation, several of the senators, along with the different House members, they are definitely protesting. They're making videos. They're doing as much as they can on the steps of Capitol Hill. But I just don't think that's enough.
No.
I really don't. I don't think that's enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that there are enough black people are getting the word. They still gonna do it. And even I think one of the comments came from Delisha about how you all gonna try to move an election because of this redistricting issue. And they were like, they didn't care. They were like, we just gonna move it.
We just gonna move it. I'm telling you, when the leader of this country, which I didn't vote for, probably you didn't vote for either, when he does what he does, basically disavowing the Constitution, they empower those people.
Right.
And you know, Louisiana, just like most the southern states, have a super majority of conservatives.
Mm-hmm.
So they can sit there and call a special session if they're not in session, and they'll just make up something without, you know, basically without the people's consent. So we're in a little bit more trouble than we think.
Yep.
Because, you know, telling somebody you're gonna get some SNAP benefits for a month, is that really gonna stop what's about to come? The tariffs kick in. You look, them little Mardi Gras bees gonna probably cost you a little bit more this year. So,
Well,
but I'm up
yeah,
out of
yeah,
here,
because
G
they're coming
man.
from
You have a
China.
good one, brother.
Look, them coconuts gonna be a real delicacy. Everybody gonna be wanting to get a coconut because you know they come from China.
Oh, hey, maybe that monkey can go get y'all some coconuts. Take it easy, brother.
All right, Galloway. Talk to you later. Yes, indeed, Mr. Elmore.
Hey man, what's up?
How you doing?
Oh man, it could do better, could do worse. But the thing, the thing that bothers me is that if the city hold their ground and don't get no money from the state, because the state don't give us anything, with the city charter as it is, because I don't know the city charter, can the state actually take over if they give them the money?
Now that's gonna be somebody that we're gonna have to ask. I'll probably ask. I know that there was a provision that was written, and it's a state provision that states that if you can't control your budgeting, then the attorney general can take over your finances. But they would have to demonstrate that, and I don't know how much of this 125 million or 160 million is missing. It's something that they've demonstrated, but it seems to be a little bit more complex than just saying, "Oh, it happened." So here we go. So it's a good question to ask. I'll ask Oliver because we're getting ready to talk to Oliver in a few minutes. So we'll ask him.
Well, one more thing, Gerard, is that I just want your opinion because I mean I got one too, but you don't want to be quick on saying someone stole the money, but again I don't know who did, what or what. But the fact of the matter, you think it's just misappropriation, mismanagement?
I think it's mismanagement. I don't think anybody stole it. I do
Right.
think that it's mismanagement.
I kind of agree with you on that, brother.
Yeah, who said they stole
I
it?
don't know, so I'm not gonna be saying it.
Oh! I thought you said somebody said they stole it.
No, sir. I said that I don't want to be saying something I don't know. I don't know that. To be a fact.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I don't think that. I don't think anybody stole the money. I think they were playing around with it, moving it around, and overspent. And I will say this because I'm surprised that nobody's really saying this. But I heard some of the comments again yesterday that came from Oliver, and he challenged to have a conversation with the police chief and Kirkpatrick because we know that a lot of that 40 million plus of overtime came from her, and they weren't scheduled for overtime except for I think it's $57,000, not $57 million, but $57,000. But you overspent $20 million, and nobody had a problem with it. The only person that made a comment, OT.
Well, I bet you they have a problem. They don't have a problem when we had the black police chief. They'd have a problem with it.
Oh man, shoot. Yeah, you're right. I think that was one of the comments that Oliver made too. He said it's interesting that if this was anybody else, because I think he called Woodfork's name, he called Sean Ferguson's name, and he called the prior police chief. And he said if any other of the police chiefs would have had made this mistake like that, they would have been all in the news.
Would they?
And he told her to her face. And I think she got a little bit upset behind it because she said, well, I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm more than just swell. I said, just swell? I said, the way that you bristling up, you ain't swell, you swole. So that was the end of it at that point.
And listen, Oliver said it best. I mean, we almost lasted every day. And you got the nerve to want to take over the most prosperous cities in the country. One of the most progressive cities in the country. And you want to take over a city, you can't even provide basic
serving for your people of the state of Louisiana, other than putting extra guards in these cities.
Yeah. Well, look, I got a councilman on the phone. Let me get to him and see what he's going to talk to us about.
All right, brother.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
buddy.
you, Ms. Elmore. All right. Coming to us now, the councilman for District E, Councilman Oliver Thomas, is on the phone with us. Hello, sir.
Hey, man, thank you for the laugh today.
You just basically said the truth.
With the escape monkeys, man.
Oh, bro. You know they calling him
They called the Derrick Rose.
they called the monkey Derrick Rose. I said, why y'all calling the monkey Derrick Rose? They said,
Derrick
because he
Rose,
escaped and
'cause they
nobody
can't
knew where
catch
he is.
Because they can't. Oh my goodness! Look, well, I needed that, man. Ain't nothing like a good laugh, man. How
Yes,
you
indeed.
doing otherwise, G?
I'm all right, but I'm still shaking my head because I sat down and I watched all of your comments from the beginning to. I think that I know what I think is just basically what I think. So I needed to ask you this: was the council in agreement because of your comments yesterday?
Well, let me say, it's nothing like having a little institutional knowledge. As a matter of fact, if you read the resolution that was put forth in its entirety, they used it based on my interview or my questioning of Gilbert Montano back in last year. I mean, earlier in the year.
So, because you broke down, the number from the state compared to where we are, how they are following the state, and I'm saying they are falling in every category, like either last or close to it, and they have the audacity to want to put somebody in our business because of this mistake. It's not like we're not going to pay them back.
Well, there is some advantage to reading, listening to your show, having institutional knowledge, having access to people like Jim Singleton and others, and studying. And these efforts aren't new. And well, first of all, I hope we know how to play poker, right? Because this is a high stakes. I don't even think it's chess. I don't think it's that complicated, to be honest with you. And so you've got to have a little understanding of what was and is to be able to negotiate with people, first of all, who may be trying to take advantage of you or who have taken advantage of you, who think you're desperate and who think you're weak. And what do you know? All of us really know, especially when you come from our community, you never negotiate from a position of weakness.
And that's what they're playing. They're playing. You're going to be weak without us. We have the advantage. This is us playing checkers or chess, and we are trying to play checkmates on you right now. But they didn't see your pawn coming from the other side of the.
No, they did not anticipate me laying it out like that, and I've done that for quite some time. But now I'm in a position where they got to pay attention, and they can't disregard the facts. And it's just interesting to me that we're in this age where, first of all, we can't blink. We really have to come together. It was good to see the mayor council come together around a resolution, and especially once I laid out the facts and said, hey, man, we got to negotiate from a position of strength. Because if you don't just lose in New Orleans to the $125 million.
Mm-hmm.
You lose the city altogether. Now, if there's some people who think that's a good thing, then that's fine. But that's a crazy, crazy ass position. New Orleans is a valuable part of New Orleans. And anyone who wants the city or who wants to continue reaping the benefits from the city cannot afford us not to succeed or to be in a more weakened state.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have some negotiating strength from that position.
So, am I wrong in stating this? Because what I heard was that Liz Merrill was going to try to put in the financial advisor, whoever this person was, administrator, and would be there indefinitely.
That is absolutely, yeah. But I said what I said and have been saying what I've been saying the last several months is because Ray Charles could see that coming. And so, Gerard, when you and I sit down and talk, we can talk about, even though you aren't from here, how Dutch had to deal with that, how Sydney had to deal with that, how Mark had to deal with that, how Megan had to deal with that. Probably the only mayor who didn't have to deal with it was Landry. I think even Moon had to deal with the state and the friction between the governor and the mayor's office and the legislature. So from our politics to our budget to freedom with property rights and freedom with the revenue, I was part of that group that got kicked out of the governor's mansion, me, Mark, Bob Tucker, and Jim Singleton years ago, because Harris was in my district then, and we were negotiating casino support services, where the state had took something that started with Sydney, that Mark brought to realization, working with the state, where the state was going to get $200 million off the top, and they were trying to tell us take what we give you. So,
they were saying, y'all take we're not trying to hear you giving us $200 million. Y'all take what we give y'all.
Y'all take but Harris is going to be in New Orleans, but we're going to take ours off the top. And have people forgotten the lost penny back in 1966, where we gave up that penny and the state imposed a 4.5% to build the dome to create a whole economic empire that feeds the entire state? Have people forgotten that in concessions and negotiations with the Saints, with Benson, that we gave up percentage of the concessions and parking that went to Nord and social services? So look, and now what we're finding out, and I'll give J.P. Morrell some credit because I think he kept an open mind up to begin to see it and listen, is that what we're finding out now is that many of these major events benefit everybody but the people who need it the most.
Right. So I guess my question to you, JP, and everybody else, at what point in time does the city council sit down with the state legislative committee and say it's time for us to go back to the state and say, hey, look, we don't even have a cost of living increase in these fees that we get out of it because the hotel motel tax, $1.25.
I put that on the table. I put that on the table today. I said, if the mayor-elect, and they were all standing right there, or most of them anyway, I said, if the mayor-elect is going to move forward and the governor and the state is sincere, then we have to revisit these issues to not to weaken or threaten or disparage New Orleans, but to help strengthen our position so that we can continue to be the goose that lays the golden eggs that takes care of everybody, in many cases more so than us. Now, Liz Morrell, and let me say this, I know the governor postures. He's probably a good poker player. A lot of times his political positions are not some of the personal stuff, if you know him. But Liz Morrell is coming out a whole another bag. But that's what happens when you open the door and you let people in many cases, who are not negotiating in terms of your best interest.
So she's coming out of the bag, not the governor?
The latest information I have is that it is not the governor. The governor may have postured. Look, this is high stakes. It's not even that high stakes. I mean, this is a negotiation, man. We need something. They have something we need. They want something. What are we willing to give up, right? So what do? If you got something I want, I'm going to say you owe me for life. And it's up to you to say, no, I'm not looking to give you my firstborn. These are the terms that I'll accept from you. And at the end of the day, when I pay you back, I'm done with you. So that's part of the negotiation. But then I understand that Liz Morrow jumped in and said, nah, you owe me for life.
Damn.
So what I did the other day when I laid out the terms of where the state is and the state that's trying to recover or a state that's trying to fix itself, you're not dealing with a royal flush. You don't have a royal flush. We got better cards than you. So at least come back to the table. And I was
Right, we
trying to
got
tell
something
my
to leverage and stop acting like we don't.
correct. I was trying to tell my colleagues, how you say it? Don't be scared. I don't. You be saying it a certain way on your show. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
No,
don't be scared.
Yeah, don't be right. But know that. Look, yes, we're in a time of need right now, but we need the state right now. The state needs us every day.
Yeah, very good. All right, my friend, I appreciate it because I know there's more to come. I just don't want to get out ahead of it before you start putting it out. I know you got some more you're gonna lay out. So, are y'all back in budget meetings next week?
Superhero on the loose, trying to catch monkey.
Are you talking about Lil Derek?
You out there?
That Lil Derek.
Lil Derek. All right, Papa, bless you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, man.
Okay.
All right. Councilman Oliver Thomas with us. All right, more coming up, y'all.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. After a 25-year career, the first black woman to be principal dancer at the American Ballet Theater is retiring. Misty Copeland performed one last time at a special gala event at the Lincoln Center in Manhattan last week. Speaking to reporters from the red carpet, Copeland says making the decision wasn't easy.
It's emotional because I'm saying goodbye to, such a beautiful chapter in my life and something that's shaped me and made me into the woman and the philanthropist that I am. Everything that I am is because of this career.
Copeland speaking to reporters at her last show, that audio courtesy of the AP. Even though she's retiring, she's still going to be plenty busy. Copeland plans to continue projects that help boost diversity in the dance world, including an after-school program called Be Bold, which is designed for young children of color. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Wake up your taste buds at Inner City Brews and Bistro, home of the one-of-a-kind peach cobbler pancakes. Start your day with our soulful breakfast favorites. Then come back for bold cocktails and those oh-so-good Creole flavors that always hit just right. In the heart of Tremay, every bite feels like home. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. and find us at 1401 St. Bernard Avenue. Inner City Brews and Bistros, uniquely New Orleans, deliciously unforgettable.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's Elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM.
Here we go.
The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. I got to say this because I need you to know you have been one of the most popular men on this show because everybody keep telling me, go get Gary out there and let him answer these questions. But I don't know if I should say thank you for coming or welcome back.
I've been doing it all day, man.
Really?
But
you're the go-to guy. You're the go-to guy.
Yeah, I
don't know who else we can call that.
That's the problem. I think you're right about that, Gerod.
So, but for those of you that don't know, Cary Grant, who's been a friend of mine for years, has been the man to balance that budget do the projections for the city when, we're trying to figure out how you did it. And you'd always just smile. But you always made it a point to tell everybody, if we need to project it, we're going to get it because we're going to get it within that 1%.
1 or 2%. We thought 1 or 2%.
And I never forget you when you told me
Beyond that was bad news. We didn't want projections that were that far off.
Really?
Yeah, and we pretty much were consistent with that.
So let me ask. City Council, I don't know if you just heard Oliver. Oliver was just on. I got to thank OT again for giving me some airtime. But he said we got together. The City Council got together and said, no.
Yeah.
We're not going to this bond commission meeting.
Right. I saw the press conference today. They withdrew the first thing about it is to understand that this is for the revenue bonds for the $125 million that was mostly to help with payroll,
right?
Which is the most important piece.
Right.
The issue was they withdrew it from the committee that they have today, which goes before you go to the bond commission, you go to this committee.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the members of the committee is Liz Morrow, the AG of the state, who's hot behind a takeover or receivership of the city because of financial issues. She was not going to vote for this proposal to go to the bond commission at the special meeting tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the council did the wise thing by withdrawing the whole thing, because the idea of a takeover, and also what Governor Landry and Liz Morrow were saying, was this is going to be a takeover of an indefinite period.
Right.
Now, it's not like they're saying till January 1st or,
until we get it straight up. 20 years
forever,
from now.
yeah.
Right.
And it gives broad powers to whoever that person is. Now, think about this too, Gerard. We don't know who that would be, that financial person.
It's going to be one of their people.
They can appoint people, they can fire people, they can amend budgets, make budgets, they can cancel contracts. This person
just made that person
one
a
person
city
would
manager.
Have vast powers.
We just made them the city
more
manager.
powerful than
the
a mayor or
the city council.
Yeah.
Put together.
Put together.
So that person was going to be the city manager.
Yes, for lack of a better way of looking at it.
So as I'm looking at this whole situation, and this is something that I've been dogmatic about, tell me I'm wrong and if I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's imperative for them to bring Montano back to the dais.
Yes.
And have him sit down and give them the conversation about what did you do.
Yes.
Now, it ain't all his fault, I can say, but you the ringleader.
There's enough to go around for a lot of people. Now, I have to say that. But as having dealt with many, many CAOs, the CAO develops the budget, has oversight of the budget. Your first line of defense, just to give you an example, in a department like police, if police was overspending or whatever you thought the rate was, we would haul the police chiefs in. I've met with every police chief about overtime and other issues, and we would tell them, you got to get back to your number. You got to do whatever you do. So you're right. I mean, the structure of the budget and a lot of other questions need to be answered about the projections of things like
$47,000 in overtime, and you $40 million over.
Yeah, and that issue, because that's not even logical budgeting of any kind. That's not the way we were taught to do it.
Now, what got me into, because I sat down and I watched the budgeting, and no disrespect to anybody, they may think that I'm picking on Ann Kirkpatrick, but
yeah,
I'm looking at it and hearing her say, I can't manage $47,000 overtime.
Right.
But if you can't, when did the adjustment happen? When was there more money put in that account? Because what I'm hearing is that you spent money you didn't have.
Right. Well, there wasn't money put into that account. This is the way it works, and this is something that I have a difference with with Councilmember Morrell. The city of New Orleans can deficit spend within line items of personal services. You can't overspend.
Deficit spending, meaning if you don't have it, you can spend it.
You can't spend in that line item. What she was told last year, from what I understand, was that revenues and other things would be put in to increase her budget to cover those costs.
Right.
So in terms of that, she could not manage to $47,000, $50,000, because I can tell you, the police department the first day of January would spend more than $40,000, $50,000 on overtime, just the first day of January. So
first day of Mardi Gras.
Right, but I'm talking about January 1st.
Right.
Nothing special happening, just being out there on the street.
Just being out there on the street.
So the issue is that is where that problem was created. But the idea of you can't spend a line item in personal services because it's salary related. If a person works, you have to pay them. That's the federal law. So if you don't want them to spend beyond $47,000, you never have overtime after you spend $47,000.
So what do we do now that we see that the city is saying, okay, the city council is saying we're not going to do this? You think it is smart?
Yes,
for them to say no.
Yes,
don't take that meeting.
Right. I think the issue here, Gerod, and they were talking about it on TV with the press conference they just had. They need to take every action they need to take internally first. And I think there's several actions that they can take. They said that the Sewage and Water Board owes them vast millions, but they immediately could get about $9 or $10 million from the Sewage and Water Board.
That.
There's money in the reserve fund that's available for use. There's about $8-9 million of that. There's various different ways of accumulating money right now.
Right.
Now the real question.
So we're piecemealing it. You don't necessarily have to look for a one-hand payout.
Now this is right. This is why I'm saying this. The 125, with the number we don't know, and the number that bothers me the most is we don't know what the payroll is for the rest of the year. Is it 40 million, 50 million? So it's like solving for X. What I always was told was, give me a number and I can get to the number. I'll tell you if I can get to the number.
Give you the number.
And I don't know if they know what the number is when they run out of cash or what. But that's the real problem. What are we really looking for payroll? Because that's the most critical number.
How do you find that out? Is that
It's easy. I mean,
is that a Romy Samuels?
Yeah, it's relatively easy because what it really boils down to is how much is each payroll. I mean, we pay the police on a 2-week cycle. We pay everybody else on another 2-week cycle. So those two payrolls are $4 or $5 million apiece. How many of those, after you have your cash flow issue, and those numbers I was talking about gathering up money, that's what you put into the bank as cash flow. So let's say a payroll is $5 million. If you have $8 million in this reserve account, put $8 million in there, you can pay another payroll.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. So now you got two payrolls.
That's what I'm saying. So how many payrolls left for the year do you really have a problem with?
Right.
That's the thing I've never heard said publicly.
So I was talking to Frank Janusa, who ran for mayor.
Yes.
And he's a CPA.
Yes.
And one of the things he said was, I've already solved this problem. And I was like, well, tell me what it is. He said, you're getting ready to get the scoop. I said, okay.
Yeah.
And he said, maybe you could roll forward the taxes that are going to be paid, so that instead of paying them for the beginning of the year, you can pay them now. And what you do is be able to get that money, 100 million plus, because you're going to get 200-300 million for everybody that has to pay their taxes.
Right.
But you at least get a third of it in advance to be able to pay that payroll.
Yeah.
Would that be smart, or is that against the law?
I don't think it's against the law. I think it's a really complicated process to change the taxing structure of the city.
That means I got to go and get some type of...
You got to pass things. And remember, the taxes are collected. It takes almost 3 months to collect the taxes. So even if some of these things, and that's why I'm saying get your reserve funds, because you need money now. You need things that will happen now. Those ideas are long term. I'll give you another example of something that people need to really understand. When people talk about laying people off, the rules say that you have to have a 45-day process of layoff. So if you started today, you basically in December,
right,
and you haven't really saved yourself anything.
Right.
So stuff like that. On the other hand, furloughs can be done inside the next payroll.
Okay.
You could literally say 1 day off a week or whatever you're saying. I mean, I'm just picking things out of the sky. But there's strictures and laws that restrict things that everybody has some good ideas, but you have to do things that will help you immediately and are legal or are structurally possible to do.
When are you coming back? If you had to guess,
yes,
where was the mistakes being made?
Yeah, I think what happened was bad budgeting on the revenue side. I think there were
A lot of one-time money.
A lot of one-time money, high projections. There were some things the state did. The state has changed some laws and lowered some things that we used to get that we don't get. The traffic camera thing, that dispute has caused a huge hole because
So you're taking away $13-14 million in traffic
that would have come in from those lights that people hate at the school zones or whatever. But that was a huge revenue in the system. That's a problem. On the expenditure side, you've increased the sanitation contracts by a lot,
80%.
but you haven't increased the sanitation service fee. But I want people to understand, I'm not talking about taxing people to death, but you haven't compensated for some of these things. You didn't roll forward the millage for the property taxes, which would have captured about $35 million. You didn't do that 2 years ago, so you have that hole. You've given out police raises over the last couple of years, 10% more. So cops cost 10% more, and you didn't regulate overtime. So there's lots of pieces and parts that were not done.
It just sounds like we were mismanaged by the finances.
I think
whoever's in charge, the CAO or whoever.
And this is why I'm going back to what I said. The way things work is the finance department in budgeting is about calculations. They're about projections of what they're collecting in revenues and those type of things. They are a helper. They are a tool. The budget office is in the CAO's office. The budget responsibility of the charter is the CAO. So everything is formulated from the CAO. Everything's regulated by the CAO. What I used to tell people all the time, our issue was our biggest job was not the budget. It was the oversight of the budget, watching what happened as the year went on, making sure that things didn't get out of whack and notifying the public and the council of what's going on.
I just know every time that I talk to you, you'd be like, "We got it under control."
Yeah, I mean, it's like now. What I was joking with my wife about this. If I was in city government right now, I know I would be at work all night tonight, and I worked in that building every day of the week, every hour of the day. I had been in City Hall.
I had never heard you say any other thing except we're gonna be 1% above or be behind.
And that's how you get there.
And you were always there.
Yeah.
And your projections.
Yeah, and that's how you get there because right now they have a lot of things that can be done. People have to understand you can resolve a lot of this, but you need to do some things immediately. They have to happen almost overnight.
They not calling your phone?
No, I haven't heard from anybody.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. Just from you guys, from Councilman Thomas for the show this morning, that type of thing, and people who know me out in the world.
I just know when there's a problem, I want to go to the source that know how to fix it.
Well, I can understand that. Yes,
I'm not going to the hairdresser to fix my car,
right?
Because that's what it sounds like that we got right now. And now that this big decision has been made to say we're not going to get this money from this bond commission, okay, what's your plan?
Yeah, and what you're saying is a very troubling thing about city government since the COVID pandemic. What you have is a situation where we've lost a lot of institutional knowledge. I'm not just trying to say that us old heads knew a lot, but there's lots of different levels of people who aren't there anymore. And when you have those gaps, these kind of things happen. That's what I believe.
All right, you got a telephone call. Treese?
Hey, how you doing? Listen, I wanted to ask him a question if I could.
Sure.
How you doing,
Yes.
sir? I mean, because it just frustrates me that I hear all the time. Like, basically, we're asking to borrow our own money because most of our money go up there to them. So
Yes.
I'm always asking, is there any way in our city charter for our city government to create a tax that only taxes either the people who work in our city and don't live here or just the tourists and not the actual residents?
Yeah,
I feel like why we never look to do those things.
No, I can tell you about the thing about taxing people who work here. It's called the earnings tax, and it was tried a couple of times by both mayors, Morial, and it was shot down as unconstitutional at the state level, all kinds of things. But they do have earnings taxes in other places that would be exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's something that our people during this type of fight should start putting out there to the people, so maybe we could, fight for whatever it is to get on that bandwagon.
And I think going forward, you have some very good questions, but I think going forward, that is what a new administration needs to do. I would throw everything on the table, whether it passed in the past or not, and challenge the state and challenge the voters here to to rope for some of those things and push for some of those things.
Yeah. Okay, that was my question.
Okay,
Thank you.
All right,
you.
Trace. There we go. What you got coming up on the show today?
This.
Really?
I'm sure it's going to be more than.
Okay.
Yes.
15 minutes, y'all.
Yeah.
He's going to be back. And I'm going to tell everybody, ring the telephone and get this institutional knowledge because of the fact that he does know what he's talking about. I'll be the first one to tell you. I knew to come on in here and sit down and have a conversation. But this is not your first time sitting down having this conversation with me.
No, not at all.
So it probably be some more. About 15 more minutes. I ain't going to bother you no more.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right, we got more coming up, y'all. Let's take a break.
AURN News.
Well, who needs a design review when you're the one designing the rules? First reported by the Washington Post, the White House has abruptly fired every member of the Commission of Fine Arts. They're an independent agency that signs off on how Washington looks and feels. Well, those 6 members appointed under President Biden got an email telling them their services was over immediately. The Trump administration says it's bringing in a new group more in line with its America First vision, just as bulldozers continue working on a $300 million ballroom project on White House grounds. The East Wing was recently torn down to make room for it. Trump has also floated plans for a towering arc near the Potomac River, a gold-capped monument some have already dubbed the Arc de Trump. Preservationists are warning that both projects are moving forward without the usual public review. A recent Yahoo YouGov poll shows roughly 2/3 of Americans oppose the ballroom plan, calling it a waste of money and history. Trump insists it's about legacy. Maybe it's more about ego. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
It is certain in any case that ignorance, allied with power, is the most ferocious enemy justice can have. Phenomenal advocate and author James Baldwin wrote those words in his essay, No Name in the Street, in 1972. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where America is today. Ignorance, allied with power, made even worse by indifference. Baldwin wrote this about indifference. He said, quote, neither love nor terror makes one blind. Indifference makes one blind. Baldwin is talking about our blindness to the humanity in our fellow man. You know, I thought a lot about Baldwin as I reflected upon the hateful and hurtful words spoken by several members of the Young Republican organization uncovered in an investigation by Political News. Words that dehumanize, words that vilify, hateful language against minorities, including jokes about slavery, disparaging homophobic language, and anti-Semitic diatribes. One message even expressed a love for Hitler. The vitriolic language has resulted in widespread condemnation and the firing of several Young Republican organization officials and the subsequent disbandment of several chapters of the organization. However, and this is a big however, there was no condemnation to be found at the highest level of the Republican Party. Vice President J.D. Vance even attempted to downplay the incident as, just kids making jokes. Those kids he's referring to were ages 25 to 35. This is the ignorance allied with power of which James Baldwin wrote about, and the indifference which renders one blind to human decency and respect for others. Perhaps it was indifference or ignorance or both that led President Trump to nominate far-right lawyer Paul Ingrassia to lead the office of special counsel. Ironically, Political News also uncovered racist text messages attributed to Mr. Ingrassia. One of them saying, quote, the holiday honoring the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. should be tossed into the seventh circle of hell, end quote. Ingrassia withdrew his nomination after at least 4 Republican senators, including the majority leader, said they would oppose him. The White House has been quiet about it so far. But it surprises me that so little attention has been drawn to these dangerous, divisive voices of inhumanity. In this crisis of hateful dysfunction, we need someone like James Baldwin to revive the soul of America. Baldwin was right then, he is right today. It is up to us to call out such evil. Black leaders, are you listening? This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Hey everybody, it's Graylin Bryant Banks
and Kimber White Dupree
from the front porch.
Some convos are too good to miss. Now you can pull up a chair to the front porch anytime.
Just search WBOK Media and subscribe to the Front Porch Podcast.
Download, share, and hit us with a 5-star rating because New Orleans culture deserves to be heard loud and clear.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
Parents, mark your calendars. Benjamin Franklin High School invites you to their open house Thursday, October 30th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Katherine Johnson campus. Discover why Franklin is a state leader in Ivy League admissions, with 90% of students earning college credit, over 50 clubs, and more than 40 electives to choose from. Come see how Franklin has been fostering futures since 1957. Don't miss it. Benjamin Franklin High School's open house, October 30th, 5 to 7 p.m. Learn more at bfhsla.org.
You've got responsibilities, but that doesn't mean your dreams are on hold. At Southern University at New Orleans, our evening and weekend college is designed with your life in mind. Finish your degree. Start a new one. On your time, your degree, your schedule. No excuses, just opportunity. Visit suno.edu and make your next move today.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Ever notice that everyone always wants more of a good thing? More rewards, more savings, more special offers? Well, when you become a new member of the Fuel Rewards program at Shell, that's exactly what you get, more. Join today to save 10 cents per gallon on your first fill, 20 cents on the second, and 30 cents on the third. Then enjoy everyday savings afterwards. Want more? Then head to Shell where members get more.
Offer valid from 4/21/25 through 10/31/25 at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com/join25 for more information.
From Gentilly to New Orleans East, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. What?
I'm spent.
You tired already?
Man, all this budget talk, bro.
It gets you, don't it?
Bro, it's been, what, a whole week and a half now that we've been speaking about it?
Nope.
I'm burnt. Spent.
Done.
Point. B-O-I-N-T. Point.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Miss Anita.
Hey.
What's
how
going
y'all
on?
guys doing today?
Good. How you doing?
All right. Question for the guest, Mr.
He's gone.
Carey, is that right?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gonna be on at 6 o'clock. So he left out of the.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just want to know, like, is that just for the city workers for those taxes he's trying to do? Because I remember back in the day they tried that. And when my sister was a nurse at Charity at that time, and they was trying to put taxes on them because she lives out of the Orleans Parish.
Mm-hmm.
So is that just for the city workers or for everybody that comes into New Orleans to work?
I'm gonna tell you what, Mr. Carey, again, because I don't think I was here during that time, or if I was, I wasn't paying attention to it. So I will tell you this: he's gonna be on in the next 6 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay.
So call back
Okay.
and ask him the
Yes.
question because, I mean, if anybody can answer that question, Cary Grant can.
Okay.
He definitely can because he
All
knows
right.
he knows this stuff inside and out. And what I'm a little bit ashamed of is to think, and maybe I'm just thinking wrong, I would think that the city would at least pick up the telephone and call them and say, you got us out of this all these years. Can you come help us now? And they haven't called them. Only person I know that called them that has any type of city hookup with is Councilman Oliver Thomas.
All of them. Yes, I heard him earlier. But you see what it is their pride. That pride is a killer. And that's one of the 7 deadly sins. They got that pride that's stopping them from doing so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's even with these things, with these food stamps. Everybody want to blame everybody, but their pride is getting in the way to helping people.
Well, I can say this too. I think the first persons that needs to be furloughed or they need to take away their salary and not get paid that day is the people that got us in this.
Yep.
So I'll leave it at that.
Okay, I'll call him back. Tell him I'll give him a few minutes to get settled in, and I'll call back.
All right, get it together because he's getting ready to come in here right now because I got to go.
All right.
Thank you, baby. Appreciate you much.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for me, y'all. Whew. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I'm burnt. I'm burnt, too.
At least you get to leave.
Oh, that made two. Ain't got but an hour. You got one more hour. So, all right, y'all, that's going to wrap it up for me. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation. Today, Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday. Good Lord.
And Wednesday all day.
Yes, indeed. I might come in here Friday with my costume on for Halloween.
I thought you already had it on.
Everybody have a great rest of the day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye.